So here we go. Intense day of Test cricket in Mumbai. Gritty Test match. Rishabh Pant started the day by taking it to India. Incredibly good innings. Clearly, the mantle of India's best red ball batter has passed from Virat Kohli to Rishabh Pant. He is by far the most impactful player in the last few years, and that's why that run out in Pune hurt India so bad, because it was Rishabh Pant's run out that changed everything. Clearly, if you see the last few years, whether it is Australia, whether it is some innings in England or South Africa or India, the kind of innings he's played on home soil, Rishabh Pant has had serious impact. Excellent from Shubman Gill. The rest of the batters, had they contributed a little more sense, like Akashdeep, India could have had a 50-run lead. But doesn't matter. India's come back well with Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin. 142 ahead, New Zealand, 1 wicket to go. One should say it is towards India, but can India stand up to spin on a wearing wicket? Joining me, Atra Mukhopadhyay from the stadium, from outside, Shomik Chakraborty, Devashish Sen, and of course Gargi Raut. Atra, I'll go to you first. Is India ahead? Or that wry smile on your face says, what are you saying? It's again spin on day 3 at the Wankhede. What is your take, Atra? Are we right in saying India ahead? Gargi, can you unmute Atra, please?
Yeah. Well, I would say it's 50-50 because India would be chasing something around 150. We can hope. I mean, we can hope that India would be chasing something around 150, which is not a very, very formidable total in the fourth innings in Indian conditions. But given the nature of the pitch and the nature of Indian batting, I wouldn't say that 150 is a very, very safe target. I mean, very, very achievable target. So I think it's 50-50. It all depends on how one knock of 50 from Rishabh Pant and it will be match over. I mean that's a different point. But it won't happen all the time. Even today, Rishabh Pant could have got out earlier. Even Gill could have got out earlier had they not dropped those easy catches. So India are not out of the woods yet. Yes, I would say that after yesterday's yesterday's last late disaster, they have made a good comeback. But they are not out of the woods yet. They have given themselves a chance to fight, or they have reached a position to fight, but they have to fight.
Yeah, I mean, test matches aren't won without fights, Shomik Chakraborty. I would say India 60-40. Am I right in saying that? Home conditions, day 3, not day 5. You will have the advantage of the morning, the roller, and all of that. At least an hour, decent. So, all said and done, you bat deep. Hopefully, there will be no brain fade for Virat Kohli. So, all of these things taken together, 150 should be achievable. Shomik?
Yes, 150 thereabouts, 150, 155 should be achievable. And you are absolutely right. At the moment, India are 60-40. But if somehow there is a decent last wicket partnership and the lead goes to around 180, I don't see this batting lineup scoring a 180 in the fourth innings at Wankhede. That said, I would like to see, this is my personal opinion as a cricket correspondent, that maybe India would do well by promoting Washington Sundar at number 4 in the second innings, especially with Azaz Patel being a left arm spinner to counter him, and the way Washi has looked assured against spin. Apart from Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rishabh, he has looked the most assured batsman against spin on turning pitches, be it in Pune, be it at Wankhede. So there is no harm in trying that. We all know John Wright promoted VDS Lakshman to number 3 at Eden Gardens. But I mean, these are the impact making things you expect from the team management. I would like to say, because Virat's, given all said and done, he is a great batsman in his own right. But at the moment, his confidence is low. Washi, the way he has been playing, I think that would be a logical move to promote him at number 4.
India ahead. Your thoughts, you're nodding your head. You want Virat at 4. Give him one final opportunity to make impact. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I would slightly differ from Shomikda. Yes, obviously you are more experienced than me, but I would say that given that India next travel to Australia for that all important 5 match test series, so it will give a wrong signal. Yes, you are not in the best of form, but still, as the best batter in the side, you should stick to your batting order. Means obviously, when you are chasing somewhere around 150, 160 in Indian conditions on day three, still you would like to demote yourself down to number 5, 6. That would send a wrong signal. And remember, the Aussie fast bowlers are keeping a close eye as to how the Indian batters are performing. Yes, so I think the onus should be taken on by the Indian top order, the 1, 2, 3, 4. They should take the onus on themselves, the responsibility, and chase the total whatever the target is.
Gargi Raut, we are all talking Virat Kohli, number four, etc. But let's start with the captain. The captain has to bat well. I mean, for the longest time, we can't just say Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli. Rohit Sharma has to take responsibility at the top of the order and bat well, not a 10 ball 15 run cameo or a 15 ball 20 run cameo. But if he's out there for about 1 hour, bats for say 50 balls, automatically India will have gotten off to a reasonably good start. So Rohit Sharma at the top of the order as captain, and Devashish talked about the Australia series. That will also set the tone. So massive innings for Rohit Sharma coming up, Gargi Rao.
Oh, absolutely. And I was just looking at his stats, and since the Bangladesh Test match, we only have four, 3 to 4 double-digit scores from Rohit Sharma. So that says a lot. If you're looking at it, because you need your top order, you need your batter, your opening batter to perform, and especially if it's Rohit Sharma, because he has to lead the way. He has to, set an example that the top order needs to take responsibility and put a price on their wickets, because at this point it just seems like the top order is throwing away their wickets for no necessary reason. And when you think of yesterday, it's still bizarre when you think back to it, and the previous matches as well. Look at the way India have lost a lot of wickets, because if you see, it's not as if New Zealand has always been brilliant with their bowling. Yes, they're a very incredibly quality side, but India have made more mistakes. India are more susceptible to sort of axing their own foot, and that's what I think has been happening in this test match as well. Today I expected, before the day ended, that we would clean up New Zealand's batting lineup. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. We've only had, when it comes to wickets, we've only had contributions from Jadeja and Ashwin. But when it comes to batting, Rohit Sharma, it's high time that we see a good score from him, and he leads by example.
After when I come and I tweeted about this, he's not had a great series, Ravichandran Ashwin, by his own standards. But when you see that man, that catch turned it around. Running back 19 meters as it was being shown on the host broadcaster, incredible effort. Take that catch. That Rachin Ravindra wicket told you what it meant to him, and then those two carom balls. First 25 overs, no carom ball, then those two carom balls against the Glenn Phillips who was attacking, and the Will Young who was the set batter. Ravichandran Ashwin once again making a telling impact. That's on Ashwin.
Yeah, he didn't have a great series before coming into this Bombay Test, and that catch that you mentioned. I mean, these are efforts that lift the entire side. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100 or a 5 wicket haul for from somebody to inspire the team. Sometimes it's those small efforts which make a big impact that inspires the entire side. That rejuvenated the Indian campaign in this test, I would say, in the second innings. And that was a very crucial catch, very crucial moment, very crucial batter. So, needless to say, I mean, fantastic effort, which I mean, kind of ignited the Indians back into this match. And as far as bowling goes, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that he was bowling too badly. Sometimes you need a bit of luck to get wickets. He was beating the edges. I mean, I think he beat both sides of the bat in the last two matches. He didn't get a lot of wickets. Sometimes that happens. I mean, you won't judge Ashwin on the basis of his performance in two Test matches, right? I mean, you won't do that. So, given a chance, I mean, conditions help. Conditions were helpful for his kind of bowling, but still, he still had to get those deliveries, put in those deliveries, and India needed him to stand up and deliver in the second innings because it was very important to restrict the New Zealand total over here. So Ashwin has played his part in that. I mean, we all know he's a super performer. I mean, he's a proven performer. There is no doubt about it. And yes, he was going through a lean patch by his standards. I mean, come on. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, 2 matches, right? I mean, in the series against Bangladesh, we were worshipping him. Century, 5 wicket hauls. That was about a month ago, hardly a month ago. So, well, memory is short, public memory is short, our memory is short. So, we tend to go by the immediate past instead of looking further back. And yeah, as you rightly point out, that Ashwin has come back, made a comeback, and at a very crucial time because this is the last outing before the Australia series.
Yeah, and that is the point I was making, Shumik, that you judge somebody by effort. You judge someone by commitment. And that is what you could see in Ashwin. Whether it is with the with the ball, whether it is on the field, he's not a Ravindra Jadeja kind of fielder. But for him to be able to do that 100% there, 200% there, that's what you want to see in a premier bowler. And then those two carom balls. He outfoxed Glenn Phillips to find, hit a couple of sixes, but then that carom ball, absolute perfect leg stump taking off. Will Young completely baffled again. Perfect example of how good Ravichandran Ashwin is. Shovik Chakraborty?
Ashwin's pride was hurt in the sense that some Mitchell Santner is out bowling him in Indian conditions. Washington Sundar is out bowling him in Indian conditions. And when the pride of a champion cricketer is hurt, he put in even more effort. I mean, he gives his. If you are giving 100%, he would give 200%. The catch that he took attested that. So basically, he was a bit inconsistent in terms of his length in the series in the first two tests. It can happen. It can happen. Obviously, it can happen. But I mean, everybody, someone who has been performing for so long, he has that. He should have that leeway to have that odd follow series. But given that, as I said, his pride was hurt, and he he has made a roaring comeback in the sense the ball that he bowled to Rachin Ravindra today. I think that was the ball of the series. The way it was a classic, it is a classical off spinner's dismissal, drawing the batsman out of his crease, beating him in the flight, beating him off the deck with the turn. It was super fantastic, fantastic. But I think it has come a little late. India, I mean, playing India are playing this game for World Championship points and to restore some pride. He has stood up to be counted, which is a good sign before the Australia series.
Moving on, Gargi Raut, another player. Before I go to Devashish, same question to Devashish also, but first you go, Gargi. I mean, we were talking about Ravi Jadeja. First week innings, 5 wicket haul. Second innings, 4 wicket already. 9 for the match. Could be a 5 for tomorrow morning. Fascinating and if you see where he's positioned, kind of not shot fine, and for that sweep, perfectly positioned. He's actually stopped 20 singles. You could see New Zealanders not chancing even a single when Ravi Jadeja was darting in. That's how good he is on the field. So Ravindra Jadeja once again showing how important he is for the Indian red ball side. Gargi Raut.
Oh, absolutely. I think to anyone who's played even a little bit of cricket, you're taught from a very young age that good feeling can get you in the team. And, catches save matches, singles save matches as well. And that's what, these are the things that go unseen, that go sort of hide under the shadows of big hundreds or daddy hundreds. But, the work that Jadeja puts in on the field is incredibly important for Team India. And like you said, he almost saved like 20-30 singles today itself. And what he's done on the field does go, people don't notice those things, but the impact that those 20-30 runs make is something we can't even fathom. That takes a lot of pressure off, of course, batting later, but for the meantime it puts a lot of pressure on the opposition because their runs dry up pretty quickly. And you know what happens, we've seen that happen with Indian batters as well. When you're batting a lot of dots for a long time, you do get under pressure. You feel like things are not moving and you're susceptible to make more errors. And that's the difference it makes when it comes to Jadeja.
Devashish, same question. Huge impact. 5 for, 4 for, effort on the field. Yes, not many runs, but even that 14, that partnership that he had after the Rishabh Pant one, that took India past 200. Critical time, the 30 odd partnership. Ravindra Jadeja, huge impact in this particular game.
Yes, Boria, I would like to just agree with Shomikda. What he just said is that the performance of both Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja came a bit too late in the series. Had these two performed in the first two test matches, things would have been different, altogether different. And having said that, that first test match, New Zealand winning the toss and then India getting bundled out for 46, that set the tone for the series. I think on any given day, India always were the favorites to win series. But credit to New Zealand the way they performed, and I think New Zealand find themselves 2-0 ahead is all because Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja has not been the best, which you normally associated with these two great servants of Indian cricket. So better late than never, but it would be interesting because I don't see both of them getting into the playing 11 against Australia in that first test match in part. So it will be interesting with Washington Sundar also performing as to who will be India's frontline spinner in that first test match against Australia.
Important points made, but I've got to now move a little bit to the batting. All series let down, let down, let down. Athra Mukhopadhyay, question. Shubman Gill, all said and done, was an excellent effort today. Got dropped at 45, made the most of that opportunity, kept being there, even when wickets were falling at the other end. Today, that 90 was an excellent effort from Shubman Gill. Credit where due. Athra.
Sense of real appreciation of Shubman Gill's this innings by Shubman Gill should begin from yesterday's the last few minutes because he was struggling when Jaiswal was going along very smoothly. Gill didn't have a good start at all, but he like good batters do. He stuck it out. I mean, he fought it out. He got through the crucial period, initial period of vulnerability, and then capitalized on that. So, and today he was even during the partnership with Pant, he was not far behind. Pant was obviously more eye-catching because of his methods, but Gill was not far behind. He was also putting the bowlers under pressure. He realized the importance of scoring runs at a good pace, at a brisk pace, and instead of just defending and defending, he didn't do that. He took the fights to the opposition. He put the bowlers under pressure, and it's good to see him do that because we all know that Indian cricket has invested quite heavily in him. And I mean, I don't know why sometimes people get after him because he's possibly the only batsman in this calendar year who has scored more than 1,000 runs in Test cricket. So we do not. I mean, we do not talk about that. We say Gill failed. Yeah, I mean, more often than not, we say that Gill failed. But yes, at times every batsman fails. But he has also scored runs. I mean, England series he scored 2 centuries and 1 score in the 90. He led a very important chase in one of the test matches against England by scoring an unbeaten 50. He and Dhruv Jurel, India were under pressure at that time. They had lost 5 wickets. And in the Bangladesh series also he scored 100. So Gill is a quality player, all we know. And he needed this confidence because, this series is gone. But it's very important to win this test match. I mean, not only for pride or not only for World Test Championship points, also to make sure that India doesn't suffer the first ever whitewash at home. I mean, first ever clean sweep at home. India has been playing Test cricket in home soil for about 90 years. Never ever have they been. Never ever have they lost all the matches in a series which has 3 tests or more. So it's very important it was very important for somebody to take the responsibility, and it was good to see Gill anchor that this innings because Pant has his own methods which are very different from anybody else's. So Gill's job was to anchor this innings, and I think he did his job today.
Absolutely fine words there from Athro. I mean, Athro, I would like you to sort of write about Gill's innings because it was a test match innings. It was not extraordinary talent like Rishabh Pant coming blazing. The first ball of the day, the fellow dances down the track, hits you a straight drive for four. That is extraordinary talent. I mean, that is pure genius at work. First three balls, two boundaries. The fourth ball, another boundary. 12 runs of the first over, Pant takes charge. That's different. Gill stuck it out. Even when Pant got out, Gill was there. That is test match batting. Look ugly, miss balls, no problem. Hang in there, and score that 90, which helped India to get past New Zealand. And critical 28-run lead. Now, in the context of the match, those 28 runs, and that's why that Akashdeep run out stung, because otherwise Washington Sundar could have added another 10, 15, 15, 20 more runs. That is why the context of the game is so very important. Shomik Chakraborty has the mantle of Indian batting, red ball batting, the true star of red ball batting passed from Kohli to Pant.
Absolutely, yes, and it, it had to happen in the sense. I mean, Virat Kohli is gradually moving into the twilight zone of his career. So, and Indian cricket should consider itself lucky that someone of Rishabh Pant's talent, it has someone of Rishabh Pant's talent to carry forward. I mean, to take over the baton from Virat Kohli. Um, Rishabh Pant he's already a star. He's probably the only player in this Indian team, batting wise, who can do the impossible. And obviously, yes, and the way he revels under pressure, and that's why, as you very rightly said, that run out in Pune hard. I mean, if he were at the crease, maybe India would have gone closer. And also, you mentioned very rightly and very aptly Akashdeep. I just hope he was given the dressing down of his life by the Indian team management. Washi was playing so well, he was protecting him, farming the strike. And Akashdeep, what was he doing? Was he out on a stroll at Marine Drive? This is Indian team. This is Test cricket. I wish that he was given the dressing down of his life.
I absolutely tend to agree. And when I saw that Akashdeep, I was baffled. I mean, and by the way, Akashdeep is no muck with the bat. He can hang in there. He can play some shots. He can hang. He's not Mohammad Siraj. He's a far better batter than Mohammad Siraj, who could have stood there. That was ball number 4 of the over. So two balls. Akashdeep is very well capable of handling two balls and just hang in there. Give Washington Sundar the opportunity to score that many, and that's why it was very disappointing to not see basic sense, Gargi Raut. When these things happen, that lead of 28 could have become 48. And all of a sudden, you get to 300. New Zealand is out of this game. This 143-run lead, if it was 110, all of a sudden India would have felt, come on, this is a match that we have got by the scruff of the neck. Exactly what happened with New Zealand in Bangalore. 107 is not good enough. 143 gives New Zealand a sneak 150. Had it been 20 runs, 30 runs less, so much better for India. And that is why these little things, the Virat run out, the Akashdeep run out, these kind of things really hurt you bad.
They do, and this is what I was saying before as well, that batters need to think about how much their wicket is actually worth. If someone thinks that, oh, it's okay, I got out, someone else will come in and do the job, that's not going to be good enough, because it seems like everyone is sort of thinking that way, because no one is thinking at this point. The kind of runouts that we're seeing, I don't think I've ever seen these many runouts from Indian batters in in continuous series or matches. I've never seen this happen before, and I don't know why this is exactly happening. Have they been told to steal singles or doubles? Not sure what's happening there, or if there's a collective approach with the batters that we need to do this aggressively, we need to get every single that we can get. Not sure what's going wrong there, but because you see and you realize that there was no need for that single, there was no need to rush that single when it was clearly dangerous. This is not T20 cricket. Test cricket is made so you can bat a whole day. I don't know why that's not happening. Is this a new sort of baseball but for India, where you're trying to steal every single run that you can? Not sure what's happening there. And the miscommunications between the batters, that's you don't expect that from an Indian team with so many experienced players, it's baffling and it's very strange.
Acho, had it been a 300 score, we would have been so much more satisfied. And when you look back at that Indian batting order, Acho, look at those dismissals. Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, reverse sweep when he was completely in control. Virat Kohli, take out Mohammad Siraj, not relevant. Virat Kohli, brain fade. And then you see some of those dismissals, Akashdeep included. And you're like, come on, boss. I mean, if you really could have applied yourself, application temperament a little bit better, India could have got to 300.
Certainly, and I will not reach too much into the Akashdeep dismissal because number 11 after all in this innings. But those of you who follow domestic cricket will remember this in the Ranji Trophy final against Saurashtra in 2020. In the first innings, Akashdeep fell to a very similar kind of a run out. He was run out in a very, very similar manner. And had the Bengal team management given him a dressing down that day, this possibly wouldn't have happened. Anyway, I'll leave Akashdeep out. Yesterday we were talking mostly about the reverse sweep and the Virat Kohli run out. But what kind of a shot did Rohit Sharma play? I mean, an opening batsman getting caught at the slips is very, very commonplace. That happens. But in that manner, ball pitching outside off stump, he first trying to pull it. Then he retracted and then tried to push it towards the onside again, closing the face of the bat of a ball which pitched outside off stump. That was ridiculous. And with Rohit Sharma, this has been happening. I mean, this is becoming a pattern of sorts. If you remember the first innings of this series in Bangalore, in those conditions, Rohit did the hard work. He played some 20-25 balls, then gave Saudi the charge to get clean bowled. So these are unbecoming of a test opener. I mean, forget he's the captain or not. Captain obviously has extra responsibility, but the manner of dismissal is not what a test batsman should succumb to. And this going to Australia, Australia will be, licking their lips. I will tell you.
Absolutely correct point. And yesterday also, Shomik, Devashish and I were chatting about it. I'll come to you, Shomik. 2021, when Rohit Sharma was our best batter, and I used to have long chats with Rohit Sharma at that point in time, and I asked him, you know what is standing about your batting is the ability to leave balls, the ability to leave balls. And he said, and we were chatting and laughing, and he said, I'd come back to India, and I was training in Bombay for the IPL, and Mahela Jayawardene was the Mumbai Indians coach. Rohit Sharma was batting at the box soon after the England series. Kargi, if you could mute the others, it'll help. Rohit Sharma was back in India training, and what happened was interesting. He said, I was batting, and so intensely. At one point, Mahela Jayawardene came up to him and said, mate, this is not red ball cricket. You need to play some shots. Don't leave all balls. He was still in that England mindset in the Mumbai Indians nets and was leaving balls, leaving balls, leaving balls. That's what explains the Rohit Sharma success in England in 2021. Clearly, India's best batter on view. And that is what I am missing now. Every ball, there is a shot that needs to be played. Something is going on. I want to get myself out of this rut by trying to hit every ball, score a quick fire 30-40 because, I'm not scoring runs. Is it playing on his mind? He's got to trust his defense. He's not trusting his defense enough as far as I'm concerned. He's got to trust his defense. The moment he does that and goes back, the change is England used to bowl him outside off. Rohit could leave. Now, because he's playing inside the line, bowlers are bowling on stump to Rohit Sharma, and unfortunately, he's gotten bowled a number of times. He's got to trust his defense. Shomik Chakraborty, thoughts?
I think, in England in 2021, you spoke about he being in that mindset of red ball cricket. I think he is currently now in the mindset of World Cup, white ball cricket, and he's struggling to get out of that mindset. That gung ho approach that worked so well for him in the World Cups, be it the 50 over format or T20, I think it has got internalized and he is struggling, and it has become part of his muscle memory, and he is struggling to get out of that. That's why we have been seeing so many silly shots. Silly shots in the context of Test cricket. So I think he has become a prisoner of his mindset that is prompting him to go full throttle, irrespective of the format, he's no maybe at the moment he's not respecting the test cricket, and he needs to start doing that again.
Absolutely correct. That's about it from the test match. I will take comments from all my guests. Wanted Atreo there. Before I move on to something very special, you do some interviews. Yesterday, Venki Mysore's interview has been picked up by every media house in India. It is viral. But it was a hard hitting, disturbing interview. Today's one left me with real emotion. I had a 35-minute chat with Venkatesh Iyer. Anybody who wants to follow IPL cricket and KKR must listen to this interview of Venkatesh Iyer. I mean, the kind of passion with which he spoke about the KKR dressing room, the words that he used about the KKR dressing room, what it meant to him, and a lot of that. We will play a clip. Gargi has a clip of that Venkatesh Iyer interview. We will play that in a minute. We will play that in a minute, and tomorrow exactly at 11:30. Hopefully, the match will still be on. We will play you the full 30-minute interview of Venkatesh Iyer. But for the moment, let me first take closing comments on the test match. Is India ahead? Atra Mukhopadhyay, what is your hunch? Hand on heart, are we winning? I think we are 60-40 ahead. The brittleness of the batting lineup notwithstanding, I think we should win this one. Atra, if you unmute him.
Well, under normal circumstances, I would have said that India are the favorites to clinch this. But having seen the way the Indian team batted in this series, I mean, in the previous two test matches, and including some parts of the first innings over here, I will still say that it's 50-50 because this Indian team has shown a tendency to lose wickets in a heap. I mean, from apparently very comfortable positions like in the second test in Pune, in both innings when Jaiswal and Gill were batting, India looked like cruising. Even that was the case even in this test in the first innings. I mean last evening, but the things changed completely after the fall of one or two quick wickets. So having seen that happen so often in this series, I am still saying that it's anybody's game. Maybe as you all say that slight edge, slight advantage with India, but I don't think it's a very significant advantage. Anything can happen.
Throw says it's 50-50. I think it's 60-40. India just about ahead, but just. But the brittleness of the batting order is worrying all of us. Shomik Chakraborty, before I go to Devashish, then your thoughts. Are we ahead? Are we not? What is your take? Can India turn it around?
I go with you. Even with such a porous batting order, India at the moment are 60-40 ahead as long as they are chasing less than 160. After that, if it is past 160, it would be New Zealand. New Zealand will have a slight edge. If it is around 180, I don't think India will get there.
Devashish Sen, I don't think India will chase more than 160. I think we will chase about 150 maximum. Tomorrow morning it will be cleaned up. That last wicket, William O'Rourke doesn't inspire any kind of confidence against a Jadeja or anybody for that matter. So if it's 150, and by the way, the other side you don't have a batter. You don't have a Gill or a William Young or anybody like that to score 2-3 sixes, even a Glenn Phillips. So I don't think it will be more than 160 chase. Your thoughts? Can we get that down?
100%. I mean, so I would put my money on India to chase this total. Yes, every time you cannot count out the star Indian batters, so-called star Indian batters. Obviously, the captain should lead from front. In anything, if he gets some runs behind, that will give his confidence a world of good. Much the same to other Indian batters because we know these Indian batters they have done it in the past. So this is very important, and because if they fail, means the confidence, the battering that they will get, that will play a toll when they travel to Australia. So my gut feeling is India will win this test match.
Gagi, same question. I mean, everybody refers to Australia because it's now there. It's now there. I mean, it's November, Border Gavaskar Trophy round the corner. India will travel. So this momentum build, if India does win this, will be very, very important for the Indian team. You win this one, you've got some points, you've got momentum back. You going to Australia, thinking that, you know what, we can make a match of this one. Gargi Rao.
Yeah, I think that's it. We need that momentum. India needs that momentum right now, because right now we're seeing, bits and pieces of performances saving the day here and there from uh, a few performers, but we're not seeing India, perform as a unit. I think that's what missing. That's what's missing in this series so far. Personally, I think I haven't seen India play as a unit so far. We've seen one star performer, two star performers a day, but have we seen the entire batting lineup come together and perform? Bowling has been good, but when it comes to the batting lineup, I think that's where the biggest concern is your top order firing, is your top order building that strong foundation that India is in desperate need of right now. Because right now it seems like the middle order, the lower order has a lot of pressure on their backs, and the top order needs to come in and realize that there's way too much pressure on the middle order, and they need to do the job. I think batting lineup is where the work needs to be done.
So I leave it at that. As far as the test match is concerned, Atreo, I'll let you go because you've got to file your copies. So I'll let you go, Atreo. Tomorrow morning, all of us will join again at 9 a.m. Huge day, massive day. I mean, it's no longer a dead rubber. Nothing in cricket, in international cricket, is a dead rubber anymore. Valuable WTC points. More importantly, 3-0 looks so bad compared to a 1-2. And then the Australia series in the offing. It's a massive, massive Sunday as far as Indian cricket is concerned. Atreo Mukhopadhyay, thank you very much for joining us. Gargi Rao, can you play that clip of Venkatesh Iyer, Shomik Chakraborty, Devashish, and Gargi stays on? All of you, watch this. Watch this, and I'll take comments from Shomik, Devashish, and Gargi. Fascinating to hear this. It was an emotional interview. Watch this clip from Venkatesh Iyer. How do I kind of understand this retention? By the way, let me tell you this. I get what KKR has done. I think they've done right. But I also, when I think about your thing and I see your performances, fabulous. I mean, you have every right to feel emotional, and it's just that I don't know how to express. You tell me.
The honest thing, as someone who analyzes cricket as well, is that KKR has had a very good retention. I feel that they have covered easily 14 to 16 overs in the field, and with the bat, they have almost covered 5 positions. So I feel they've had great retentions, but I would have loved to be on that list. KKR has given me the big breakthrough. I've given my everything for KKR, and the thing is, see, beyond cricket, there is a certain thing called emotion. We all love this game so much. There is so much passion involved, and one reason being is that you play with a team, you play with a family. You're away from home, where you don't have your parents, your better halves. There you are with other cricketers, and they're not just 16 professionals there or 11 professionals. You are there as a cohesive unit and as a family. And in the case of KKR, it's not just the 16, 20, 25 players, but the management, the staff, the guys behind the scene. It's a complete family, and this is what makes that even special. There's so much emotion behind that it kind of gets me a little teary-eyed that okay, this is not my name on that retention list. But again, I'm a practical guy. I understand how it works. I was at the receiving end of being one of the retentions in 2022, and I knew how it feels to be retained and to be left out as well. So I think KKR has had a great retention, but again, I'm really happy for that. But I love to be there, and still the doors are open. Obviously, if I have a good auction, then I might still end up playing for the team that I love the most.
There you go. And then there is a comment. We didn't play it now, but I will tell you guys, and watch the interview tomorrow, where I said, so you are telling me that you want to get picked by KKR. And he tells me, he says, Boria, when I was picked by KKR first time, I don't have a video of KKR putting up the paddle for me. There is no video. There is no video of KKR putting up the paddle. There is no video. He's not seen that. And then he got retained in 22. So there is no video of KKR ever putting up the paddle for Venkatesh Iyer that he has. And he says, I will, like an excited kid, sit down on the auction day to see if KKR puts up that paddle for me. And if they do, it will mean the world to me. Unbelievably lovely interview. I mean, these little things make the world. Devashish, you go first before I go to Shomik and Gargi. Venkatesh Iyer, I think he'll get a lot of money in the auction.
Yeah, absolutely. He is one of the cricketers that have been loved the most by the KKR fans, and his family. He along with, and you name Andrew Russell, you name Sunil Narine, and Venkatesh Iyer in the last few years has been an integral part of the KKR family. So yes, it does get a bit emotional, and what I liked about it is that he felt that it was perhaps the best retention that KKR made. Means the 9 out of 10 would not be a satisfied lot in saying that. But then and it was very emotional when he said that it was teary eyed, not just to see that I am not being written, but at the same time I do admit that. See, end of the day, what Venki Mysore said in that interview to you, liking to retain 11, 12 players, but you cannot because you have to retain only 6 players. So, but then there is still a chance, and as Venkatesh did say that he would love to see that paddle going up for KKR and KKR buying him in the auction. But he has been a fabulous cricketer. Fabulous cricketer. He made his India debut playing for KKR. He has done well both with the bat and the ball. And what a character he has been. Means he is a very honest guy, having done a few conversation with him. He's a very honest guy, sincere, hardworking guy, and everyone, when be it a Chandrakant Pandit, be it a Russell Crowe, everyone in the team loves him, and so do Shahrukh Khan.
জি সবটা ঠিক ছিল, ওটা রাসেল ক্রো নয়, কাল ক্রো।
Karl
সবটা
Crowe,
ঠিক
Karl
ছিল।
Crowe,
তুই
Karl Crowe.
রাসেল ক্রো, কাল ক্রো, বাকি সবটা was absolutely perfect. Shomik, your thoughts on that? Venkatesh Iyer, Devashish is spot on. Really nice guy, and an honest cricketer. Shomik.
See, after his breakthrough seasons, I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, after his breakthrough season, I interviewed him once, and the first thing that struck me that maybe I'm talking to the future Indian white ball captain. The way he was so composed, the way he was so honest, the clarity of his thought process, everything. Things quite didn't pan out that way in terms of he had a bit of an up and down performances, but once again he made his mark last term, and I do believe KKR will go all out to buy him back at the auction. He's a very utility cricketer, someone who will come and bowl 2 3 overs, will score runs up the order. He can play down the order also. He scores his runs quickly, and he is a very educated cricketer. Uh, these things are at a premium at this moment. We don't have so many educated cricketers. I mean, Ashwin is one. We don't have so many educated cricketers in modern day cricket like we used to have until the turn of the century, until the time Saurabh, Rahul, VVS were there. Now Venkatesh Iyer is he is an educated cricketer, and that reflects when he thinks about his game and when he speaks about the game.
Gargi, final points from you before we close the show with showing you the clip once more. The point that Shomik just made, and Venkatesh Iyer, actually, I asked him this. I said, you've seen the highs, you've seen the absolute lows, then you came back. And he said, sir, you know what? 2021, I could do no wrong. I was scoring, I was picking wickets, I was taking 100 catches. And I was like, come on, boss, it's so easy. And then everything became difficult. Nothing became easy anymore. And all of a sudden, I realized, hello, this is what sport is all about. So it has been a life lesson for him, just like life is for any one of us. And that kind of showed, the maturity showed in the course of the interview. Gargi Rao, your thoughts on Venkatesh Iyer? I actually think a lot of teams will go. KKR unfortunately has only 41 crores. If it goes up to about 8 10 crores, which I think will, 8 7 8 9 crores for sure, I don't think KKR has the money to get him back. That is one problem that KKR might just encounter given the purse that they have left. I know for a fact that other teams will go for him. For sure, they'll go for an Indian all-rounder. Gargi Rao?
Yeah, I agree. I think all franchises will go for Venkatesh Iyer. We've seen him perform, and we know that he's someone who will get your money's worth. But when we talk about the impression that the interview gave, I know very eloquent. He's very eloquent, and he expresses his emotions so well. But I think that comes with, like you said, the maturity of the game. Nothing humbles you like sport does. be it if you're a player, you're a journalist, or you're even remotely involved with sport, when you go to the heights, then you go to the valleys. It's always an incredible learning curve. And with Venkatesh Iyer, we've seen when he was doing everything right, things were not working out for him. So it's not just about working hard, or there will always be things that are not in your control, and we've seen that in Venkatesh Iyer's case. But this time around, I think he has a very, very good chance at the mega auction, and hopefully he gets his wish to go back to KKR, because he seems he looks like he just wants to go back to KKR at this point. I mean, look at him, look at the way he was speaking, it was so pure.
Absolutely. I mean, teary-eyed. Exact words from Venkatesh Iyer. We'll put out the clip. We'll put out the clip for all KKR fans to watch. For every fan, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, fabulous, fabulous. I mean, I love that interview. I genuinely love that interview. By the way, I hope all of you guys will agree. The quality of our IPL coverage has been staggering. Whether it's the interviews, the news breaks, we've put in our absolute best. We've put in our absolute best. We wanted to sort of do a number of exclusives, define the narrative, shape the narrative, and I hope you will agree that all our reporters, everybody has done their absolute best. That's all we have in this particular show. I'll request Gargi to play that clip once more of Venkatesh Iyer. Tomorrow, 11:30, full interview. Before that, one more clip from that Venkatesh Iyer interview. Plenty of exclusives, I can guarantee you, coming your way. Watch the clip. And as we said, fingers crossed for India. Hopefully, all of us will have a good Sunday. 2-1 looks so much better than 3-0. We just hope India does that. Venkatesh Iyer for you as we close this show. Gargi Rao, can you play that clip once more, please? How do I kind of understand this retention? By the way, let me tell you this. I get what KKR has done. I think they've done right. But I also, when I think about your thing and I see your performances, fabulous. I mean, you have every right to feel emotional, and it's just that I don't know how to express. You tell me.
The honest thing, as someone who analyzes cricket as well, is that KKR has had a very good retention. I feel that they have covered easily 14 to 16 overs in the field, and with the bat they have almost covered 5 positions. So I feel they've had great retentions, but I would have loved to be on that list. KKR has given me the big breakthrough. I've given my everything for KKR, and the thing is, see, beyond cricket, there is a certain thing called emotion. We all love this game so much. There is so much passion involved, and one reason being is that you play with a team, you play with a family. You're away from home, where you don't have your parents, your better halves. There you are with other cricketers, and they're not just 16 professionals there or 11 professionals. You are there as a cohesive unit and as a family. And in the case of KKR, it's not just the 16, 20, 25 players, but the management, the staff, the guys behind the scene. It's a complete family, and this is what makes that even special. There's so much emotion behind that it kind of gets me a little teary-eyed that this is not my name on that retention list. But again, I'm a practical guy. I understand how it works. I was at the receiving end of being one of the retentions in 2022, and I knew how it feels to be retained and to be left out as well. So, I think KKR has had a great retention. But again, I'm really happy for that. But I love to be there, and then still the doors are open. Obviously, if I have a good auction, then I might still end up playing for the team that I love the most.